Hey everybody, it's Ryan here with Chosen Society. I do have a tough word here today, but I do honestly believe this is from the Lord. For some of you guys, including myself, this is the Lord rebuking us. I know everybody hates that word, rebuke, but it's so necessary sometimes so that we get our lives back in correction, so that we're on the path that God has for us. And I'll be on here super quick. I'm coming out of Proverbs 1, and it says this. I'm reading the NIV version. It's Proverbs 1 and 23. It says, "Repent at my rebuke, then I will pour out my thoughts to you, and I will make known to you my teachings. But since you refuse to listen when I call, and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock you when calamity overtakes you, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you. Then you will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but will not find me, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord." Okay, so that's a strong word. Obviously, you guys can read the rest of Proverbs 1 yourselves, but the Lord is sending a rebuke. A lot of times, especially when we're going through different seasons and different circumstances in our lives, the circumstance that we're going through puts a block on sometimes our perception of what the Lord is telling us to do. And sometimes the Lord is telling us to go left, but we see a huge obstacle that's left. And instead of asking the Lord to reveal how we get over this obstacle, how we bypass this obstacle, or even speaking to the obstacle and telling it to move under our authority given to us, we see the obstacle there, and we start to discern, well, God must have not really meant to go left. I'm just going to go right. And we find ourselves in all types of trouble. We find ourselves disaster and calamity hitting our house because we have not listened to what God is telling us to do. So I want to encourage you guys today to examine yourselves. The Bible tells us to take heed to ourselves. If there's any area of your life where you knowingly that you are allowing fear, you're allowing your circumstance, your situation to determine how you move, how you operate, then you're not following the will of God for your life. Circumstances and situations don't determine the way that we walk, the direction of our lives. God determines that. The word tells us that the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. And again, the Lord will lay out a path for us to follow, for us to take heed to, for us to get instruction from. And again, sometimes there are going to be obstacles and objects in our way, and we have to have the faith that if we keep moving, that the obstacle is going to move, it's going to yield to us. Or again, we got to speak to the obstacle, or just stand there until the obstacle moves. But again, that doesn't give us permission to create our own path, to go our own direction, and to be disobedient to what God is saying. And I know some of you guys, the Lord has been placing in your heart. There's ideas, there's visions, there's businesses, there's different things the Lord has told you to begin to do. And whatever reason, some of you guys, it's even the Lord has told you to move, get out of the situation that you're in right now. But you're looking at your circumstances, you're looking at your finances, you're looking at everything else but what the Lord has instructed you to do. And you continue to wonder why calamity and destruction is meeting you in your life. And it's because of the disobedience. it's because you refuse to repent. It's because you refuse to turn and lean into what God is telling you to do, that these things are showing up. And again, a lot of times we skip over these verses and what they're really saying. It's saying God will laugh at us. God will laugh at our trouble if we're not being obedient to it, because it's like God has given us the opportunity to trust in his knowledge, to trust in his wisdom. When he knows everything, he's created everything, and we can lean on his understanding more than our own. And as we begin to do that, everything in our life is going to work out for the better. So I choose today to openly repent, to ask God to turn me around in my thinking, in my belief, in my faith. I truly repent. I'm openly repenting here for you guys. I know I'm not the only person who needs to do that, but I know that this will be a domino effect for other believers to know that there's nothing wrong with repenting. There's nothing wrong for realizing that you've fallen short in certain areas. And I think it's like moments like these where we can truly sit with the Lord and allow him to show us where we got off track and how we can get back on track. So with that being said, God bless you guys. I encourage you guys to read Proverbs 1. There are some instructions in there. If we follow them, again, as we repent, the Lord will give us wisdom. He will pour out his teaching and his understanding on us, and we can walk in righteousness. We can walk in prosperity. We can walk in good health. We can walk in everything that he's promised for us as we follow his instructions. So trust the Lord on today. The message on Friday, I believe, was, are we going to believe God? We're going to trust God. And now it's time to repent for times of disobedience. So God bless you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.